joining me. This is Darshini Spirit with some more predictions. And this one is on the stock market crash that's to come, not what we've seen yet in America. So we're actually going to start with these dates, and these are the, I would say, the pinnacle dates. I was unfortunately sadly correct on some of the past ones, which I didn't put out. Generally, I put some in the video previous to these ones on a lecture in Reno, but the more detailed ones were given on private readings. So anyway, we're back into January 3rd through the 5th. Something happens, a decision's made by a government official, let's put it that way, on the in the American market on the late evening, afternoon rather, on January 2nd. From January 2nd, it has a reverberating catastrophic effect throughout the stock market on the 3rd, and it probably won't really reach its bottom until the 4th to the 5th. So it will have long-reaching effects on that one. And that's where it's going to really crash drive. I would even say even more than it did last week. I'm filming this actually on the 28th of December. So January 15th through the 16th, you're going to see a further drop. It will recover around about the 8th to the 12th, the market slightly, and then again it drops the 15th and 16th. January 28th is a drop, and again this is two different aspects and decisions of the government, unfortunately, but also it's in a way an uncontrollable runaway train at this point. As where you're going to find on February 16th it's still going down. We're going to lose, and it sounds awful, but from last year's positive, I mean last year being 2018, earlier this year, we're going to be losing at least anything from 30% to 46% of our market in the stocks. And that's really scary. It could be more, it could go up to 57 very briefly, but it will steady down and it'll maintain about 37 to 46 throughout the year. And yes, I do see a bit of a recession there. And May 25th is another day which I see it's a bit of a tumble, but it's in reaction to about 3 weeks prior to that, in April, around about mid-April, that it's, or in mid to 18th to the 20th of April, there's some good news. So market rebounds a bit, but it's definitely a bear market and coming down another tumble and reconciles more or less around May 25th. I will say around about August, it's struggling. There's a huge reaction in the market, the populace and the government, to try and bolster and stop a recession, a major recession. And by August, they're trying their level best to try and shore up the dike, but it's a bit late, unfortunately. And money has been made, I'm not going to lie here, by investors who are buying at rock bottom prices, which could be, I wouldn't say fixed, but there's a certain amount of strategy there that anybody who really knows the stock market will actually agree with me on that one. There has been a cycle, and this is the cycle that we've been anticipating for the last few years, but it is definitely something that you'll have to brace yourself for. At this stage, I would like to tell people not to panic. Do not, please. Again, I always say this in my readings, I cannot tell you what to do. I will never tell you what to do. But I am strongly suggesting you do not pull everything out of the stock market at this stage. It's already too low, you leave it. And a wise stockbroker that you know, I know has already said, just leave it. You can't do anything, and put it as much as in safe stocks as you can. Leave it there, and then wait for it to recover, and it will recover. I won't put it out yet when, but it will be later on this year where I will put a specific video just on the stock market if this is all correct. And again, I always say I hope I'm wrong with my videos on my predictions, because it is this is kind of catastrophic news, and I know that a lot of people, especially people who have retired, who depend on their 401k for income other than Social Security, they're going to be affected. So a lot of layoffs, economy is going to be really bad at the end of April to May. That's probably what spurs the May 25th dive. Not good news, unemployment. But you have to, and this is what I've said in so many other videos, please think about your immediate resources. Just go and cut out what you don't need. If you feel that you're so close to the bottom line, to the penny, then cut out what you don't need. Do you really need an expensive phone? Do the children need phones? Cut out any expenses that are unwarranted. You need food, shelter, money, income coming in. And it's easier said than done, but I know, I have been there, people. So please know that you can survive it. You just have to be wise. The 401ks will come back. The market does come back, and it'll come back reasonably strong. I won't tell you when, but it won't be really mostly this year. So you have to draw your belts in, be realistic. How much do you really need on cable, phones, internet for the children? It's really one you can trim if that is how bad you have your own personal finances are. But then don't worry about the general economy. It is going to be what it is going to be. And that sounds a bit, not defeatist, but it is it's a reality. So let it go. You just worry what you need to do, shore up, and then you'll have a control over your own life to a certain extent, and then you can look forward. You don't need to be in panic. And this is something that I'm going to be doing another video on, is the suicides. Please, please try not to go there. This is part of a cycle. A lot of people have been through it. The worst one was in 29. This is not going to be as bad as that. Just know that it is something that is kind of here. We can't stop it. The flow is going to go. So just don't go nutso, and put it down on paper. It'll help to put it in black and white. What do you really need? What resources do you really need to survive and get through the next, I would say at least the worst of it will be in the 8 months to 9 months from now. It starts slightly recovering, but again, you need resources. Try not to get on credit card expenses. Easier said than done, I know that. I can't tell you what to do, and again, I won't. But try and maintain where you can. Not use services or luxuries that you don't need. Clothes. If you got enough clothes, you got clothes. It's food and shelter, and the knowledge that you know that the money will be coming in, and there's this, even if it's a set amount. What I feel bad about is the retirees who really depend on pensions that are going to be affected because of the hedge funds. So please know that you can get through this. The people who are older, my age and a bit older, do remember the harder times, and they have gone through it. So this is not going to be nearly as bad. I'm sorry to really be so give you such crushing news, but I think you've seen the ride, the roller coaster, and it has to hit bottom, and it hasn't hit bottom yet. Anyway, I hope this has helped a few people, and I'm sorry to those people who are going to get angry with me for putting this out, but I can only tell you to move on to the next video, to somebody else. I only tell what I see. All right? Thank you for joining me, and I'll talk to you at another time with another video, and it'll be on some really tough subjects. And there are some other videos coming out after this, which I haven't done the predictions for Australia, Asia. Those are coming out in the next 2 days. And I apologize, it's been so late. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Take care and blessings. Please ask your guides to help you. They can do so much. I know a lot of you don't believe it, but I'm telling you, they can do a lot if they're not messing up your life, that is. So there are small miracles to large miracles, but if you don't ask, you don't get. See the candle lesson on the YouTube of mine. Thank you for joining me. Thank you.